Okay. YouTube looks good. Twitch looks good, I believe. All right. Fox behind the tree, redeeming the first class adventure, like immediately, followed by the guild check-in. Holy moly. Awoltrooper, how's it going? Welcome. Thursday is not my normal night for streaming. Man, my first. Was that your first class adventure? No, that was your fourth. Oh, and your 8th of the guild check-ins. Very nice. Very nice, Fox. Okay, let's see here. I need a new sheet for my wet palette. Ooh, a 10 stream streak. That's exciting. Also, at some point I need to actually get this thing out and start using it and trying it out. Army Painter sent it to me, so I'm excited, but at the same time I'm a little bit intimidated because it's so big compared to the one I have. That's only for XL models. Well, yeah, I know, but it's the whole wet palette. They sent me the whole kit and caboodle. So it is nice and thick, but it has the case, wrong way, the little what are these, the speed paint things, the sheets, foam pads, and the lid over here. It's hard to point at that in reverse, but yeah, they sent it to me. I kind of wanted to make a video because, you know, I'm a YouTuber as well. I don't make videos very often. I should make videos more often, but I feel like I'm not great at it. I definitely enjoy streaming, but I want to make videos. A YouTuber? Ew. It's true. I've been a YouTuber much longer than I've been a Twitch streamer. In fact, I've been a YouTube streamer longer than I've been a Twitch streamer. I started over on YouTube back in the day. Back when it was still YouTube gaming. And YouTube seemed like they were going to have their own, real, streaming competition for Twitch and stuff. And then they were like, what if we didn't do that? Because that's a thing Google likes to do. They really pooped the bed on that one. They did. Google, I feel like they've done that with several things, though. Not just YouTube gaming, but in general. They'll announce something. They'll work on it for a while. And then they'll just one day be like, oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore. What was it, Google Plus? Twitch turned trash. YouTube not much better though. I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, all of them are let's throw ads, as many as possible. As I literally get a notification on Twitch that there's going to be a ad break here in about a minute. So a little under a minute now. 50 seconds or so. But yeah, all right, let's switch over to the main camera here. There we go. And yeah, here is where we left off last week with this cool character from the Artisan Guild. I won't see an ad, so there's that. That's true. That is true. And I guess, you know, all the subscribers over on Twitch also won't see ads. But for all the other plebs, they'll get them. Okay. So yeah, I was working on this torch last time, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of making the torch look nice and bright right here. Might need to paint a little bit more at the bottom of the torch right there. Possibly. And then obviously it shouldn't just turn into this white smoke at the top. This needs to kind of go into darker and then gray. But this is as far as we got before we stopped. I'd also like to do just a little bit of glow on these candles, not very much. And then I want to try, I need to get a little bit more color down, like on their weapon, the crossbow, like some of these things need some color. But then I want to take the light and kind of pretend like it's hitting, because it's going to hit part of their hat up here. It's going to hit their shoulder and the top of their arm. So that needs to be lit up a little bit. And then I want to try to make, I don't know. I was debating on whether I even wanted to attempt this because I don't really know how to do it. Awoltrooper is definitely going to try to talk me into it though, but I want the other side to be kind of like dark or in shadow. Shinny wifey, yes, Fox grabbed it immediately. Like I hit go live and then it was like Fox behind the tree redeemed first class adventurer. It was so fast. Dr. Goggles, welcome back. How's it going? This is not my usual stream day, as some of you may have noticed. Laid up in bed resting your ankle, so I was maybe waiting. That's fair. That's fair. Let's see. Okay, so I want to kind of jump right into this. So I have the torch. I've already kind of worked it up to orange. I'm wondering if I should go into red and then into the like grays, or if I should just kind of because I feel like pure red might be too bright, but maybe I should go into a darker red, like basilisk red, but that might be too much of a jump. Just been refreshing Twitch since 9 a.m. from this moment. Love it. She just leaves it up and the live starts. I think I'm going to try the basilisk. I'm going to go straight into basilisk red. And then if that's too dark, I'll add a little bit of the pure red in between and try to do like a little bit of a transition maybe. But I think I'm running out of like torch smoke to get it to not be too bright. That's way more than I wanted. Yeah, how's everybody doing? What is anyone working on anything tonight other than just, you know, Fox is resting her leg, Shinny wifey is battling Shinny baby. Anyone else working on any hobby projects? Hey, Mizukata, thank you for the resub sub. This is their second month. Thank you so much. And welcome to tonight's slightly unorthodox Thursday stream, since it's usually for me a Wednesday stream. I was not feeling so good last night though, so I took the night off and I'm here tonight instead. When I get to a lull, you want to see the other hobby project? I will be showing off the other hobby project for sure. That is going to happen tonight. And then, excuse me, I'm thinking add a little bit of gray up here at the top and maybe like some streaks growing up. Potentially. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not very good at this OSL stuff yet. I also need to figure out what color these little, like, I don't know, bracer looking things are. Because they look like they could be leather. And they've got little straps on the backside. But like her whole outfit is already basically leather. I'm running out of browns. And I don't want it to be just one bland brown mini. I believe... Right, I'm going to take some matte black and some bootstrap brown. Just a little drop of each and kind of mix them together. I want to start with like a really dark base brown. And honestly, I'm actually going to show off my other project now. I don't want to make offset weight. And I'm excited to show it off. Let's switch to the webcam view real quick. Hold on, let me grab the project. All right. Put the headphones back on so I can potentially hear any notifications, but here is the progress on my ODST helmet. And it is like buttery smooth. I'm so happy. Those headphones are going to get in the way. That's true. My glasses will also get in the way of me putting it on. But I am so excited about this. This has turned out really well so far. There's a little hair that's stuck in the paint right here. And it's so earlier today. Hi, Mini Shinny. Earlier today, I was getting the this gunmetal color on here. And my idea for the gunmetal is once the...
I am your makeup artist here, and I'm fixing your... This is...
I have a professional makeup artist on my payroll now.
Fabulous!
So yeah, I was putting on the gunmetal earlier today. And the idea behind this, because there's also a clear coat, a protective clear coat over top of that. But the idea is now I can paint it the color I want it to be. And then any like actual battle damage or anything, you'll see the clear or the gunmetal underneath. And so I'm going to paint it the actual ODST colors, which are kind of a muted dark gray green. I always thought it was more black. Put it on. Okay, hold on. So there's no padding yet. And so it fits a little weird. Like there's a little bit of room for it to move around. I also can't fit it on my head with my glasses on. So once I get the actual visor for it, I'm gonna have to figure out, I might get like a really cheap pair of like flexible glasses from Zenni or something, like some really small glasses. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out so far. I have more of the rest of the armor in progress. It's actually, some of it's on the table behind me, but it's not nearly to this stage yet. But yeah, I'm working on an ODST cosplay because I think it'll be cool. So yeah. Does the visor remove for your glasses? Isn't it just magnet in place? You know, I probably could mess with it some and make it where it magnetized instead. So the creators of this one, hold on, let me switch to the other camera, I think. So the creators of this one, they added these little inset things right here with screw holes. And so the visor is supposed to, let's see, there's one on each side. Oh, sorry. So there's one on each side of the visor. And then there's also, it's probably going to be really hard for me to get an angle of this, but there's one underneath on the bottom. But there might be a way. I'll have to wait and see until I get the actual visor in, because they ran out of stock like within just like 6 hours or something like that of most of the colors. They still have clear, which I don't really want clear, because their other visors are all like polarized like sunglasses, and I really want one of those. But the only other color they have left at the moment is rainbow, and I really wanted either the silver or the blue, but those sold out immediately. That's what everybody wanted, because that's like the more normal color for ODST visors. The visor. Yeah, I really wanted blue. That was actually the color I think I wanted the most, because I thought it would work really well for the ODST. Sorry, I'm mixing up some paint. I kind of wish I had like a camera that was aimed at my wet palette so you guys could sometimes see what I'm doing here. And thank you, Fox, for grabbing that clip. Always appreciated. Wait, was Shinny Baby already asleep? How did Shinny Wifey come down here to fix my hair? No. Yeah, Mini Shinny, they're probably still here, but they might be busy. They might be working on their own projects. Yeah, this is right. Okay. I want to start with a nice dark brown on whatever this kind of bracer piece is. I hear some jumping in the bed upstairs right above me, so I can tell that Shinny Baby is not asleep. Little gremlin is awake. Tank is still going like the Energizer Bunny. It's making so much ruckus. You know what? That sounds like my son. It sounds like something he would do. You know what? Her pantaloons that are visible are also going to be this really dark. Dark brown. Offset, you mentioned you were playing a game. Are you still playing that Star Rupture game? I saw you playing that the other day. Mini Shinny and Shinny Wifey are both lurking. Mini Shinny is drawing? Yeah. Good job. And Shinny Wifey is going to attempt to get the tank to sleep, which is probably a good idea. Whoops. Sorry, was out of focus there. My bad. Not like Factorio, but the mobs are a little more dangerous and the plot is decent. I'm a sucker for factory games. That part I knew. Yeah, the sucker for factory games part was definitely something I was aware of already. Okay, so I think I need to make like all of this a little bit darker. So that way I can add light. She also has a little bit of hair showing in here. So I just want to get that nice and dark as well. Any Shinny Kitten got her guild check in. Very nice. Very nice. Ooh, and a hydrate. That's a good idea. Don't spam those, though. Thank you for the hydrate. Let's see here. I think I'm also going to paint the handle of the torch in this nice super dark brown. Like, since I'm doing this kind of OSL, I almost wish I would have started with a whoops, I got a little bit on the jacket. It'll be fine. But I kind of wish I would have started with a dark mini instead of like, she basically was already like pre-highlighted because I did like zenithal highlights and stuff. So it probably would have been better to start with one that was just painted black. But I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm doing with OSL. So this is going to be a little bit of experimentation to find out. Mizukata needs to hydrate. Pretend I redeemed a hydrate for you, Mizukata. You got it. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, everything. I want some of this to be darker. I think it's a it's not a command. It's like it's one of the channel point rewards. And I think it's only like 1 point to redeem it. That's pretty good, Benny Shinny. That is pretty good. I just looked up and saw that. Okay. Let's darken some of this model back up. Ah, thank you, Fox. You are wonderful. All right, I might be taking some of this to like the extreme, but I think this is the right call. Darken this back up. And we're also going to get like the side of the boots that is not like a well-lit area. And we definitely want to get like the underside. This. We'll come back and add some highlights at some point. But I want to start by coating as much of the model that's like not next to the light in kind of the darker parts. I think this is the right call. You want me to hydrate with what you can see? Sorry, I just saw that. You want me to hydrate with my do not drink water? Looks like yummy chocolate milk. Someone last time, I think, even said it reminded them of like hot chocolate. Which is both funny and a little bit worrisome. Because it is most definitely not chocolate milk. I know you like your milk. Fox, I'm sorry. What did you do to hurt it originally? I feel like I think I missed that. I don't know if it was described in one of Bruce's streams that I probably missed. A date and slipped in the shower at the end of it and severely sprained it. It's still swollen. My toes look like little sausages. Oh man, I'm sorry. That is rough. And the date was with this new gentleman that I believe I have heard so far has been pretty swell. He's amazing. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad. That is good stuff. Okay. Feel like I'm getting there a little bit. With the side that's now facing away from the light is more shadowed. Here, but lurking mini blood is still awake. Thank you, blood. Blood drunk Bruce with the mini blood. He's been taking good care of me, even if I've been stubborn and not resting like I should. That, you know what? That sounds like you. Not resting like you should. Mm-hmm. Mini blood. That's a platelet. That's pretty good. Platelet. So the underside of this part is definitely still going to be in shadow. Underside right here could still be in shadow as well. This part might be. The front part of this collar should be. Girl, just making up words now. He has a copy of my favorite Zelda game, so I'm playing that to keep myself entertained while he's at work. Very nice. Okay, and then I'm also going to take, because last time I was doing the armor with deep gray, so I'm going to take some of that with the black. I want to get a nice dark gray as like the base for some of the armor. Really didn't get any darker than I started with. I think I need just a tiny bit of fresh black. Your kiddo has already told you to marry him? Well, I think at the very least that's a sign that your kids might like him. Okay, we're going to get this armor to a super dark gray. And all of these spots where it can actually potentially be seen or be hit with some light. And then we're going to work our way back up from there. I think this is the right call. So yeah, that's super dark. That's fine. And I haven't really touched like the stakes on her yet, which is also fine. Yeah, kid approval is definitely super important. What direction does he put the toilet paper roll? This is the make or break situation. Honestly, like in our family, I don't think anyone cares what direction the toilet paper roll has gone. I believe the right way. Oh, it matters. I understand it matters to a lot of people. And I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that for us, it's not really a problem. Let's build up these browns a little bit more. Especially on top right here, and a little bit right there. Get some on the hat again. On top of the rack, not in the tube at all. Are you asking me? I think for us, as long as it's like on the little holder, we're good. And I think the more important thing is like actually like if you run out of toilet paper or like you use the last of the toilet paper, get like fresh rolls from the storage room. That way you're not like leaving somebody in need. They care. They're just biding time, and there is an objectively correct way. It is not subjective. See, I've heard this for both directions. I'm going to assume the patent says one way. That is the right way. And that's what I was going to say. The way with the roll coming towards you, where you can pull it directly from that side, that is the way that I would assume is the right way. I like the freedom of a set on the rack roll. Too many times does a roll on a roller just make the sheets ripped when you're only like 2 squares deep. I have heard, though, that a lot of people with cats want it the other way because the cat would sit there and unroll the whole thing. And our cat has done that on multiple occasions, which is why we just leave the bathroom door closed like at all times so the cat can't get in there. Yeah, she also has destroyed it the other way as well before. Okay, what color did I do? I think I did something like this for the... Yeah, like the stakes and the candles and skull, I think was what I started with. Yeah, see? Shinny Wifey doesn't care. I told you guys. Like, if she had a preference, if she was like, I want it this way or the highway, I would just do it the way she wanted it, because I really don't care. I'm capable of getting the toilet paper off either way. Trying to catch up. I missed a lot. Well, is he already asleep? Because if so, that's impressive. Did you give him like a Vulcan neck pinch or something? He's out. You just need to sit there and look pretty and you're perfectly fine. Oh, yeah, offset. That's what Fox was saying, too, that there is a patent for it, and that is the objectively correct way. And that I agree with that. I'm just saying I don't care what direction it goes. I'm not saying that either direction is wrong, because I agree with you. The way the patent says is the most correct way. I think we are making some decent progress tonight. Still hear contempt and uncertainty in your voice. I think you're just hearing my sore throat. Yeah, it sounds like Mini Fox is ready. He had a bonding convo over aquariums and anime. She was sold after that. Perfect. So things are looking a little dark over here, but I think we will have some improvements soon. First, I need to darken up this side of the stakes, and same for I don't know if these are supposed to be stakes down here or crossbow bolts. I'm assuming these are crossbow bolts because they're like down in like a quiver. You know, I never considered this before. I've heard like quivers are for archery. Are crossbow bolts also held in a quiver, or does the item that holds a crossbow bolt get its own unique name? They're in a quiver too. Smaller quiver. I should have just known. Like, I never really thought of it. Because, like, I've gone to our archery range here a handful of times. Went a lot more whenever I was younger. And really liked it. But, nobody had a crossbow there. And so I wasn't sure if it was, like, still a quiver, or since it holds bolts instead of arrows, if it is not the same thing. Or are they going to have an attachment on the crossbow? You have a hunting crossbow. Nice. Okay. So yeah, I figured somebody like with a crossbow probably had just, you know, objectively better information than I would. You put on tattoos? Awesome. Your Pokemon tattoos? Sorry, I did see that. I meant to respond to it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Minnie. Like 8 of them? Oh my gosh. I realized I gotta darken up this boot here a little bit too. kid was on the national school archery team here for 4 years. Oh, that's awesome. I feel like having a crossbow at the archery range would be like having a sniper rifle at the gun range. You do have to do it for zeroing, but not the place for just going to shoot. I don't know if she can show everyone. I don't know if that's okay with Twitch's rules and YouTube's rules, because I'm on both Twitch and YouTube. I'm sorry. I know you're excited, but I'm just not sure if that's allowed. Yes, you could take a picture and put it on Discord. That should be fine. Protect the younglings. Youngins. Youngins, younglings, same thing. I am making a mess of my wet palette right now. I should probably also make the stone underneath darker now that I'm thinking about it. Like specifically the stone that's like under her and like blocking the, or being blocked by like her shadow. And like that kind of looks like casting a shadow. Probably still put a wash over the whole thing just to darken it up just a hair more. She has Pichu, Eevee, Lugia, Gyarados, Mewtwo, Charizard, Mew, and Rayquaza, all in caps. Oh, which we also, there was like an event in Pokemon Go recently, and all three of us went out and caught a Rayquaza, and she was very excited about that. Because Rayquaza is one of her favorite Pokemon. I think it's her favorite that's in Pokemon Go, was what she was telling me. I think Miraidon is her favorite. But he's not in Pokemon Go yet. So we were excited though that we were able to go do whatever the event was and then catch one, which was neat. Okay, so things are getting dark on this mini. Now I want to try to add some highlights back on here and try my best to make it look like light is hitting this side of the mini. We'll see what I can do. So one of the most important things of object source lighting. So this is my light source. This right here, this ice yellow that I used is the brightest color I've used anywhere on the model. This has to stay the brightest part of the model, or else it doesn't look like a light anymore. Everywhere it's shining is only reflecting light from the light source, so it can't be as bright as the light source. So everywhere else needs to be a little bit dimmer. So instead of using more ice yellow, I need to bump up to, I think I mixed these up. Probably like demonic yellow or inner light, and do some of that. But before I do those, what I want to do is add some brown highlights first, because I've basically just coated this with like the darkest color brown that I have. And then I also want to boost up the gray on the armor a bit. But yeah, so like the leather here is all mostly bootstrap brown, and then leather brown is like the next step up. I've used my phone's flashlight to get an idea of where I need to OSL at. I shine it from the direction I want, and it gives me an idea where the light falls. That's a good idea. So, kind of this number. I feel like I've done a pretty decent job of... It looks like that far arm is going to have potentially a little bit of highlight. I don't know. I think I was just maybe holding the light in the wrong spot. But I think if that's lined up with the torch a little bit better, I don't think that far arm, I think that's going to be mostly in shadow. But I think I did a pretty good job of marking out where the shadows are going to be. Phaedros, how's it going? You get a little pen light too. That's not a bad idea. Somewhere around here I also have a flashlight. But yeah, I want to work on highlighting some of the browns a little first, and then we'll go back and try to add some light to it. And I also still need to work on the candles. And then maybe try to add like a tiny bit of glow around them. Got your spinal injection. Ooh. What kind of spinal injection? Because I know you've been in the hospital recently with your fun, not healed, but life feels marginally more manageable. Was it like a steroid injection? Or some other kind of injection. And you don't have to share if you don't want to. I don't want to put you on the spot. Steroids into your herniated disc. I have had that done before. I am definitely glad that it is helping you. For me, it did not. I don't know if they missed or something, but they tried it 2 or 3 times and it did not help me at the time. So I'm definitely glad it is helping you. The anesthesia nap was nice. Yeah, those parts are, especially when you're in like a lot of pain. Sometimes those anesthesia naps are some of the only ways where you actually get like a lot of sleep. I've also had it done. I was told there's a 1% of the population that it just doesn't work for. I'm that 1%. Oh, that is rough. I don't know if that's me. I don't know if I'm the 1% or whatever, but I did not have relief. Help is a strong word. Let's say it's greasing the wheels slightly. That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, even a marginal improvement in that kind of situation is appreciated. Probably get a little bit of highlight over here. Are you good talking all things tabletop? Because I've embarked on a new adventure, but it's not minis. Oh boy. I am good to talk with more tabletop stuff. So definitely not minis. Is it like TTRPG type stuff? Oh, and I see Mini Shinny just got me a hydrate as well. 1 second here. I'm hydrating my brush first. The more important part of the duo here. I'm trying to think of what other kind of tabletop situation you may have going on here. All right, so we're getting some highlights here. Uh-oh, the whole of the TCG variety, this time Star Wars flavored. I don't even know. There's a fairly recent Star Wars trading card game. Oh, he's got a new line of silverware to check out. Gosh dang it. Hey, well, I just saw that. But I was thinking within like the last like year or two-ish, there was a recent Star Wars game. Is that the one? I have never been able to get into trading card games. I've played Star Wars Unlimited. Okay. I don't have anything against them. I've tried a lot of them. I'm just not... I really enjoy moving minis and stuff around on the table and rolling dice. I've struggled to get into trading card stuff, like even like Pokemon and stuff back in the day. I liked to collect, but I didn't really enjoy playing. And I've played Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a really old Dragon Ball Z card game. I don't know. I've played quite a few. Those games get shut down and rebooted so many times I can't trust them. That's fair. I don't think I've like tried to get into them very hard, but like I even like all my friends at work at my job before my last job, they were all playing Magic the Gathering, and they were playing Commander. Like, they would meet up on their lunch break and they would play Commander. And I had fun, but not because I was playing Magic. I had fun because I was playing a game with my buddies, if that makes sense. They'd shout out Era for a long time, but the new owner uses Gen AI for art. Oh. Still have my physical cards. F Hearthstone, they ruined my game. Star Wars Unlimited is on set 8, I believe. They're developing as far forward as set 16. Dang. So they probably have at least a little bit of stuff planned to hopefully keep players interested and not, like, go out of business or whatever, right? Really enjoy the round-based alternating action gameplay. Nice. Cat found the fidget spinner. Okay. Shiny Wifey, if you do take a video, you are more than welcome to post it in the Discord, if you so desire. Went to go get a drink, was gone for a bit, forgot I was watching your stream, walked in and heard your deep voice go, uh-oh, scared the crap out of me. Sorry, Offset, I just saw that. Uh-oh. What color was I wanting? Oh, yeah. This one. I forgot that this part of the leather should get some light. Probably just a hair right down here. Oh my gosh, it's one of those games where you draw a good amount of cards, 6, then place 2 as resources to start the game, and you draw 2 and can resource up to 1 at the end of every round, so no mana screw, any card is a resource, you start with resources available, plus there's some mechanics like plot and smuggle that allow you to play cards from the resource row, then you just replace them with the card from the top of your deck. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so there's oak brown, fur brown. All right, we're gonna take a little bit of fur brown, and we're gonna brighten up some of the other shade of leather. This one starts getting on a little bit into the reddish pinkish tones. Well thought out. Hey, Gemini Paints raiding with a party of 4. Welcome, raiders. Hopefully you guys had a good stream. What were you guys up to tonight? we are currently practicing some OSL on this 3D print from the Artisan Guild. Oh, I hear a dog barking upstairs. Finished up a model for your Relic Blade warband. Very nice. Relic Blade. What is... I apologize. I'm not familiar with Relic Blade. What is Relic Blade? Is that a different game, or is it like a sub-faction of a game that I am probably familiar with? I don't keep super up to date on a lot of like Warhammer stuff, but I am at least familiar with some of it. It's a skirmish war. Is it its own? Like, is it not Warhammer? Relic Blade. And then I guess my next question, is it like a miniatures agnostic game? Because I really enjoy miniatures agnostic skirmish war games. Correct, not Warhammer. Okay, now I don't feel as bad. Pedros is talking about Star Wars Unlimited. You also have a leader of one of more colors and a base of a color, or in the case of Lake Country, no color. The leaders can use an ability every round, and then once their resource threshold is met, they can be flipped into the proper arena as a unit. Oh, Relic Blade's an older war game. Okay. Who makes it? Because I've been looking at getting into some stuff like Frostgrave, and I've played Rangers of Shadow Deep. And I've played... Oh, I want to play... I haven't really played it yet, but I want to play 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. Like, I played like a tutorial mission, and that's it. Metal King Studios. Interesting. I don't think I've played anything by them. Their menus are cool. I don't think it's minis agnostic. That's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be minis agnostic. I do enjoy... I enjoy a good minis agnostic game where it's like, yeah, bring whatever you want. Here's rules, figure it out. I enjoy those. Okay, we've definitely got this side of the mini in a lot of shadow. You're talking about 5 Leagues tonight. Very nice. I've played a bit of 5 Parsecs from home, but I have not played very much 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. I picked it up much later. And I am excited to try, but I also kind of need to rearrange my basement a little bit so I can get back into making videos on some skirmish games. One game I wish was still around is Anima Tactics. It was fun and anime Final Fantasy flavored. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, let's add a little bit of highlights on the armor here, I think, because like the armor is just kind of blending in at the moment. So I'm going to get some ash gray, which is the next color up from the deep gray I was using before. Should not need very much. So yeah, that's awesome though that you finished up. That is what you said, right? You finished your warband, or you were working on the warband? Finished up a model for your Relic Blade warband. How many models are in the warband? looks like ad break in 1 minute. The typical game is 100 points worth of models, and that ranges from probably 4 to 8 models, depending on the points of the individual models. Nice, okay. And 180-second ad break starting. So he responded and may not see or hear anything I just said. But that does sound kind of neat. With a name like Relic Blade, I'm assuming it is like a medieval, potentially fantasy styled game. Finally, a break. I think I want... I feel like this mini is going to look kind of weird if it's just completely dark from like that side, that half over. So I kind of think I want like a maybe moonlight or something shining down from this side, right? Yeah, like I think that would look cool. Like she's out hunting in the dark. And then we could maybe get a little bit of moonlight on her face on this side. And then obviously the torchlight would overpower it. So you've got like this bright light, and then you have just a little bit of moonlight shining on the other side with that cooler tone. I think that could look cool. Assuming I can pull it off. That's the tricky part. I also think I need to add a little bit of highlights to her hand here. So I'm going to grab some of this onyx skin and brighten up the top of her hand just a little bit. I don't know why there's candles outside, because there's candles on the base. I don't know. There's got to be some sort of cool light on the other side to balance this out, I think. Witchcraft. I mean, okay, so what if... Now, hear me out. What if her crossbow bolt is magic and it's glowing? Necrotomb, welcome. Like that could be glowing blue or green or something. And then reflecting a little bit on this side, right? Could work. I mean, I'm not over there yet. I'm not ready for that part. I'm trying to think ahead a little bit. Phaedros with the check-in. Come on. Top of the hand. I think the moonlight with the blue would work better to set the mood. I think I agree with that. I was just trying to think of an alternative just because the candles on the floor make me think that she's indoors somewhere. But that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Gotta run. Have a great stream. Definitely check out Relic Blade at some point. Thank you, Gemini Paints, for the raid. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us. I will definitely have to look that up. That sounds interesting. Stream manager, put a note for Relic Blade somewhere. And thank you for that follow, Gemini Paints. I look forward to checking out some of your stuff soon. Ooh, she could be at a shrine. That's a good idea. Mini Shinny. I like that. How am I doing? I'm busy with work, so I haven't been around as much as I'd like, but had a chance to drop by. Well, thank you for stopping by, Necrotomb. And that is okay. Being busy with work. That is not a problem. I'm not gonna... We all gotta make our money and stuff. I'm not gonna complain that you're out, you know, doing what you need to do. Memo made. Thanks, Fox. It was mostly a joke, but thank you. Goodness. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're here. I'll laugh when I see it. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. What do I... I'm not really sure what color to go to next. Like what... I guess I could finally add the like glow from the candles down here. We'll start with something not quite as bright as the other one. Money do need to be made. It do. That it do, Necrotomb. That it do. This is also not my usual night for streaming. You may have noticed, Necrotomb. I was a little under the weather yesterday and decided I would postpone till tonight. Just missed the vibes. Well, I'm glad that the vibes are good enough that they can be missed, if that makes sense. Like, I'm glad that we have established those kinds of vibes here. I will support with my eyeballs whenever I can. Well, I appreciate that. I really do. I do. I show my support in clips and random Twitch support. Oh no, Phaedra set off automod. What did he say? Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I'm approving this because it's hilarious. So it automodded you because you said sucker. You said, "Yeah, I'm a sucker for all things Darth Maul and Episode 1." And that's what got you automodded, was because you said sucker. Despite it being debatable if a good Star Wars movie or not, so I picked up the Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn Spotlight theme decks, and I also got an intro battle Hoth set, which is like a cheap deluxe starter with some special but legal basic cards for learning the game. Yeah, Fox also loves Darth Maul, and I gotta say, Darth Maul is a really awesome character. Just in general, like I like Darth Maul. You would have fixed it, but your hand was stuck in a jar. Actually, I want this brown to be just slightly more like that, probably. And then maybe a little bit on that side of the boot. You told me I was pretty. Oh, that's right, because you actually met Ray Park. Or, hold on, did you meet animated Darth Maul? Sam Witwer. No, because you actually told us before it was Ray Park. That's right. Well, I have not met Ray Park. And I've technically not met Sam Witwer, but we did run into him once, which was really fun. Yeah, we saw Sam Witwer. We were at a convention up in Kansas City, which is a few hours from here. This was years ago. This was like 10 plus. That sounds really bad. 10 plus years ago, I think. It's been a while. Oh no. Also won a few of the newest packs from a tournament. I 3-0'd plus bought some cheap singles to flesh things out a little. Very nice. Yeah, so we were at the Comic-Con. Rethius, how's it going? Welcome, cousin. My doppelganger is here. Yeah, Sam is great. So we were at a convention. It was Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City, and this was back when like Arrow and The Flash were still kind of in their earlier seasons and very popular. And so on the very first day, I don't remember what we were dressed up as, but it was like a Friday. And Friday on a 3-day con is usually kind of slow. There's not a lot of people there, but we were walking around that evening to kind of check out some of the booths, see what was going on. And, I remember we were looking at one of these booths and looking at like some of the comic art and stuff. And I look up and I nudge Shinny Wifey and I'm like, look, that's Sam Witwer. And he was like 10 feet in front of us, like at the other side of the booth looking at stuff. And he looked up directly at us from what he was doing. And he just kind of did that little smirk of his. Like, I can't do it. But he did that smirk, like the Sam Witwer smirk. And then he just kind of turned and walked away. And I was like, oh my God. There was hardly anyone there that night, but it was so cool. Do I have enough of this gray on my... Yeah. Doing really well. Nice to hear that, Rethius. Very nice to hear that. we are working on some OSL practice, and I'm trying my best. I really want to show everyone if you have enough points to redeem the thing. Oh, she's bringing it down anyways, I think. Oh, this is not Mini Shinny. I thought Mini Shinny was coming down.
No.
Hold on.
Beat her to the punch because I was already coming down here.
Yeah, Shinny Wifey's beating her to the punch. Don't redeem it yet, Fox. Give it a moment. Hold on. Is this going to be better on this camera or through... Probably this camera. Hold on. Let me do the zoom out. So that way we have just a little bit more room to see what we're looking at.
Okay. I did not glue down this one and this one because they were not there before. I was going to have it be done, and then it just kept bothering me, so I added these. But I don't know if it's too much now.
Okay. So this is her latest terrarium jar that she's been working on with Pikachu that's slightly out of focus because I moved it too far away. So what she was just describing to me, these two bushes, this one and this one, are not currently glued down.
It's out of focus.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll fix the focus. Oh, I made it worse. There we go. It's in focus. But yeah, so these two aren't glued in yet because she was thinking that might make it a little bit too crowded.
But it didn't look balanced without it.
I personally think that those look good there. And also Pikachu is on a swing and can actually like swing a little bit. It's kind of similar to her Jigglypuff one she made recently. But she like built the swing and glued it all together and everything.
It was supposed to be Jigglypuff's swing, but...
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me this was originally Jigglypuff's swing. Okay. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think the bushes do really well here.
Yes, Fox, it's going to be coming to you.
Yes, Fox's Jigglypuff. Yes, I should have said that. Not too crowded at all. Yeah, Rethius also thinks it doesn't look too crowded.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, balanced, looks great, not too crowded, looks good. Yeah, I'm in agreement. Because I saw it before without those, and
it was missing something.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think this
different bushes in there trying to figure out what would work because I put something bigger and then it couldn't swing, so I found the small ones. So.
Yeah, I like this.
And you actually have a picture of what it looked like before too.
That's true. Yeah, because you have the picture on the Discord of what it looked like before. So yeah, you can definitely compare it with that if you want. Nevermore Painting, welcome. How's it going? Shinny Wifey has made this and is working on it right now. So we were just discussing. She was showing it off and getting opinions on whether these two little bushes in the front were too much or not. But I think we're all in agreement that they add quite a bit to this little terrarium jar.
I will glue them in.
And these things are cool. And I love the ones where it has the lid that you can see down through. Like, that is cool. I like these. Good job.
All right, thank you.
Good job.
You have spoken.
Neatos, welcome.
Neatos!
Okay, so now you're good to redeem, Fox. Yes. And I'll just hang out here so that Mini Shinny can come show off. What did she say she was showing off? Oh, something she really wants to show. She didn't specify. Oh, sorry. Another cough drop.
She's very excited. Be careful with her tail because she could just whack anything off.
All right, I'm gonna move stuff out of the way here real quick. Hold on, because I do not want to get any paint on that. All right. I'm also going to switch scenes.
Show them how they twist.
Yep.
And how she nods.
All right.
And her wings.
Bring it here. All right. So this is actually a really cool.
$80. $80.
A little guy that we got at the Renaissance Fair, and it's really cool because
From Kansas City.
it's like a puppet, and so it has this like attached wire, and you can move it around and make it do stuff. And it's kind of a cat face with like, yeah, and it sits on your shoulder. It has, does this one have the magnet plate or not? Or does it just sit? Okay.
It sits on your shoulder, like you put it through your shirt and through your sleeve.
Yeah, and so it has this little wire that comes off of it. And so if you push this down, the head goes up and down. And so you can kind of, and you twist it and it turns the head and does some, you can do some cool stuff, but you can have it sitting on your shoulder, like while you're at a Renaissance fair or something. She got this one up at the Kansas City Fair a while back, and it's pretty cool. Shinny Wifey had one from a long time ago that was kind of a griffin one. And we were really excited that we found their shop again, so that we could get Mini Shinny one as well.
Yeah, but you get another next time.
She says she's going to get another next time. All right, there's that guy back. I don't want to break him. Mr. Pigments, I like your mug. I agree with it. Thank you.
Some drawings I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone redeems it. Mr. Pigments, welcome. I got to scroll back up here. Let's see. Rethius asked, is there a method to get my eye on whips? I posted my first ad mech in your Discord. Pretty rough, but I'm happy with it so far for my skill level. Can I pull it up on stream? Is that acceptable? For sure. Okay. Yeah. Let's pull this up and we'll do screen share. 4th mini. This is your 4th mini ever? Like painted? This is really good for only your 4th mini. Like, I like this quite a bit. So like you have, one thing I really like that you've done that I think a lot of newer painters don't do. So like I want to point this out especially because like you've painted like the eye lenses and you've painted like the lenses here, but you also went for like the glow on, I don't even know what this weapon is. I don't know what this pistol is that he has. I'm not very familiar with the AdMech weapons, but I like that you went for the glow and you also went for some glow up here on his mace. You've also done a pretty good job overall of picking out different details. Like you've picked out like the armor plating here, these coiled tubes down here. You've picked out different colors, like this tube is a different color than this tube. Like you've done quite a bit here, and especially like on the metallics, like these are really shiny metallics that you've got going on. Like this gold, I don't know what gold you used, but that's a pretty nice gold, and it's not like sometimes metallic paints are really thick too, and they can be hard to like not block in some of these tiny details. So for being your 4th painted mini ever, like I like this. This is good. I read to not do wash on the big red pieces. So let me pull out one of my AdMech that I did a long time ago that I completely covered in wash, and we'll show you why you don't want to do a wash. You can wash whatever you want, but over the big red chunks, you will probably want to be careful with it because you can wash it. Don't get me wrong. It's not that you shouldn't wash it, but I think on big smooth surfaces like this, you have to be a little more careful because it tends to pool up more. The only thing I suggest is to wash the metals. It'll tone them down, deepen the colors, and increase the richness of the metals. That's actually what I was going to suggest. So all of the metals, I think, could do with a wash. And then what I would do, personally, and I think if I remember right, Rethius, you actually found me from my wash video. I would go through, wash all the metal, either with Nolan Oil or Agrax Earthshade if you're sticking to Games Workshop stuff. If you have Army Painter, like you could use Strong Tone or Soft Tone, whichever one you're fine with. But hit it with a wash and then go back with your metallics after the wash is dried and just carefully hit some of these like raised parts, like get a little bit on like the top of the shoulder here, this little bulb thing that's sticking out, all these little bumps around the skull, hit the skull right in the middle, hit some of the pipes. But then that way the wash is definitely in all the recesses, but then all of these raised areas are now bright and shiny again. And even if it is dirty or kind of worn or grimdark, those raised edges and stuff, those are what's going to get like brushed up against other things the most, like his cloth or scraped against other metal bits or hit with whatever, right? And so that dirt and grime is even going to wear off on that, and you're going to see some shiny metal. So that's what I would suggest doing for that. But honestly, for a fourth mini, let's go ahead. We got the turnaround here. Like, I think your purity seal even is looking good. And you've got the back. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see the blue up here a lot more. Yeah, honestly, really, really good for a fourth mini, man. Let me pull out one of my AdMech real quick. I believe he's in the case right over here. Let me grab him and I will show you what happens when you do the wash and what to watch out for on like the big red part. Ugh. Gosh, I saw part of Bruce's comment here. Hold on. Back. Sorry, Mini Blood wouldn't go to sleep. I thought we established that his name was Platelet. Then wife was worried about money, but shouldn't have been, so had to reassure her. Then you invaded Cuba, and now it's called New Cuba. Was that how you reassured her, or is that a completely separate moment? And now you're having a Capri Sun and back in the stream. Kingdom of the Dirty Bean Water spreads. It's like New Cuba, like New Coke, are actually good. Oh my gosh. I love that. Okay, so let's switch over to the other view. And this one isn't terrible. This was painted a while ago. Let's zoom back in here just a little bit. Right about there, maybe. Get that kind of in focus. So on this mini right here, I had some pooling of the wash, and you can kind of see it looks a little more stained. And then kind of the same thing down here. Thank you, Rethius. And I'm not trying to show. I don't want to show an AdBeck and be like, look how great mine is compared to you. That's not what I'm trying to do. So I apologize. I painted this guy a while ago. But I've been painting not just minis, but just in general for quite a while. But this was definitely one of the earlier AdMechs that I painted. I believe I had already been painting Space Marines for a little while. But you get a little bit of that pooling down here. especially on the bottoms. And so that's what I would want to caution you about. I'm not saying don't wash it. I'm just saying be careful. And basically what you can do is after you get your wash on there, if you're like, oh wait, that's way too much in that one area, go rinse your brush or keep a spare brush that's dry, and you can go and kind of wick it back up with that brush. And I think this is a different one I did. He has a little bit right here, and it also just kind of looks like it's stained or dirty, which, I mean, I was going for like super grim dark early on. I also like that we chose the same kind of blue color for the eye lenses and stuff. I didn't even realize that until I went back and looked at yours. But like, even though this is white, like look how dark this mini looks. Like yours is very bright. So washing, yeah, spare brush is always good to have. Yes, well, wash goes on with a brush for sure. As for where you're putting it, I personally think that it is better to be kind of specific with where you're putting it. Now in the case of like your red, like you could, again, these little guys, I literally just was like, slap the Nuln Oil on, whole model covered in Nuln Oil. And I called it good. I was done. That was it. And I don't think you should do it that way. But yeah, metals, definitely, you can pretty much just coat that in a wash. A lot of times you also want to be kind of specific on like which color wash you want for different parts. Like Agrax Earthshade or like Army Painter Soft or Strong Tones, those are more of like a brown wash, and so that it helps make things look a little more dirty, whereas like Nuln Oil or Dark Tone are both like black washes, and those also will make things look dirty, but they can also make things look greasy, or for mechanical things, the black really like soaks into those creases, like on their backpacks and stuff. Yes, Ninjon also does have some really good videos. And what Fox was saying too was like bringing back the color afterwards. Oh yeah, and if you're liking the vibrant colors, like especially on like your red that you have there, if you like that vibrant red, I would not wash the red. Like you could, but I personally wouldn't. If you were going to, what I would do is take the wash and selectively apply it to like the underside of his arms, because those areas should probably be shadowed more instead of just being the same bright red. But if you didn't want to wash them, you could also just take a darker red or mix your current red with a darker color to get a darker tone, and then brush the underside and paint in those shadows. Because like on the picture you have on this picture here, this is honestly right here, this under part, like there's kind of this jagged, I wish I had a way I could just like draw on the screen, that'd be kind of cool, but you kind of have this jagged shadow right here, right? So this whole underside part kind of following this line could be painted one shade darker, and that would help establish that shadow, because on a mini it's so small that normal lighting and normal shadows just don't show up enough from like a tabletop distance. And then kind of same, you know, under this arm right here, you could follow kind of, there's a little bit of a line right here that you could kind of follow. I don't know how well you guys can see my little magnifying glass picture, or on the picture. Mixing green to red to darken it unless it's a blue leaning red. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Mr. Pigments. Because yeah, green and red are going to make kind of a brownish, but it's, I don't know, it depends on how much Most red pigments are actually orange and will darken from a green in modern color theory. Ooh, that's good to know. Contour theory. Oh, and yes, what Fox said, shine your flashlight down from whatever angle. And we kind of did that earlier. I think you may have missed it. But I was taking this mini that we were working on, and I just took my phone flashlight and kind of did like this to kind of get an idea of like where that torch should be hitting. Like where should be bright from the torch, right? And so like where there should be some shadows and stuff. Mr. Pants, I have a post-grad degree in art theory. Sorry if I overexplained that. Oh no, that is awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing knowledge. That is, can I get this back in focus? Maybe. There we go. Let's see here. You guys handle assembly line work from really focusing on a mini. I personally like to do... I like to work on either one mini like this. This is just kind of a character mini that I'm doing for fun for a stream. Or I like to do just a few. Like a squad of like 5 minis. Like a squad of Space Marines or something like that. Any more than that, and I actually get kind of burnt out on a squad. Like if I tried to do a squad of 10 once or twice, and it got boring partway through, and they're still not finished. They're just kind of sitting there partway done. You make paint for a living. You specialize in rare and extinct pigments. That's actually really cool. That is neat. So other than your degree, how did you get into that? Like how was that a thing? In an ad. Oh, sorry. I forgot the ads were coming. Like Shinny said, 5's my go-to for frontline boys. Characters I'll do alone. Yes. That's pretty much how I do it too. You worked in art conservation for almost 20 years? Dang. You're on that highfalutin learning, painting, schooling. I'm behind the ad wall for 2 minutes. Well, now she's Saturday already. It's only Thursday. I'm going to wait for the ads to get out of here. I had to argue with Sherwin-Williams over the paint color I love, asking him to make me a sample when they don't make any more. Just mix my paints. Mix these colors. I have the code. Just make it happen. Oh, gosh. That's how you hurt your ankle almost. I love it. Actually get them to do it in an obtuse way. Can you just like tell them like I want this like this much of this color and this much of this color mixed together? Does that work? Yeah, I don't think like everyone necessarily gets the ads when the ad breaks happen. Like I think it's just like Twitch like picks and chooses. It's on their website. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. What was the last thing I said before Rethius missed my... oh, okay. So for batch painting, right? So like for tonight, for example, you know, I've been focusing on this one mini. And this is what I was also working on last stream. But when I'm doing my normal painting nights, like if I'm, you know, just sitting here one night painting and not streaming or whatever, I don't like to paint more than about 5 models at once as a batch. Like that's what I consider a batch. Like a squad of 5 Space Marines or 5 whatever. And if the normal squad is 10, I'll just cut it in half and I'll only do 5 at a time, because I've tried to do 10 a couple of times, and each time I've tried it, I've gotten bored partway through. It felt like a slog, because it's like, oh, I'm painting all their armor green. Okay, I'm painting all the trim black. I'm painting all the, like, because I was going assembly line, right? I was trying to be efficient, and being efficient with that many models at once just was not fun for me. I didn't like that. I can hear her trying to get down the stairs. Oh, she's coming down the stairs. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was trying hard. I had to get on so.
All right, we're gonna. This is a lot. Holy moly. Let's pick like 3.
But the one that I really wanted to show them was at the end.
Okay, we will show all of them then.
Yeah, you can try to do it fast.
Okay, we're gonna switch to the webcam. But yeah, anytime I'm doing characters though, like especially a main character or a leader of an army or something, I will focus on just the one. And I think Bruce also kind of agreed with that. All right, so she has been coloring some pictures. A lot of pictures. So first we have Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar, and a couple of Zubats. So there's one. She also has Mew. Trying to get the man, that pink is like, if I get it at the wrong angle, the light completely overpowers it. There you go. There's Mew. Oh my. What's up with this Mewtwo?
It's a scar.
Oh, it's a scar. She drew a battle damaged Mewtwo. All colored up here. And then we have Dragonite. Is he kind of like a shiny Dragonite or something? Because his colors... or is this just the best color you had with your markers?
It's just the best color.
Gotcha, okay. That's just a little too...
Pink.
All right, there's Dragonite. One of my favorites, Arcanine. Love this big boy. Yeah, she's going to need some more... She's going to need some more markers, I believe. Get some more colors. Get her some, like, pro-level markers.
Some markers.
Oh, here is...
I gave those to her.
Shitty wifey just came. I gave those to her. Vulpix and Ninetales. Also an interesting color choice. Ninetales is pretty close to the normal coloration, but the Vulpix, this is...
Sorry.
It's an interesting coloration on the Vulpix there. I like it. There's that one.
I forgot the Vulpix is here. Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy. The original Kanto starters. We got Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander.
Shiny Charmander.
Shiny Charmander. That actually looks like his shiny color right there.
Yeah, and that's why he has sparkles on him.
Oh, he has sparkles? Oh, he does. She drew... I'm sorry. Right there. She drew the sparkles around him. He is actually shiny. Like, she drew the sparkles to make him shiny. There's that one. We still have a few more to go, guys. We're not done. Oh, Anito says, hi, Shiny Wifey. Where'd she go? Oh, she's back there. Next, we have second form evolution of all the Kanto starters.
Shiny.
Still shiny on the Charmeleon?
Yeah, that's because he's more like bright orange than dark red.
Okay. So here we got Charmeleon, Wartortle, and Ivysaur. She's doing really good with the coloring, I believe.
It seems like I lost my Charizard picture with my Charizard and my...
Gyarados. This one came out really good.
I lost my shiny Charizard picture that I had.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
Forgot she tattooed herself, and I was concerned Shiny Wifey had like 8-foot arms. I mean, she might be like Mr. Fantastic. And then Rayquaza. I'll bring this one a little bit closer. She did a lot of detail on this guy. She did really good. Maybe 7.9 feet. Good job.
I gotta try to find my Charizard picture.
Your Charizard?
Yeah.
Q-tips. You remember? Do you know where the long Q-tips are?
I'll be back
There's
down.
a whole pack of them somewhere.
I'll be back.
Hold on, guys. I gotta find long Q-tips for Shiny Wifey.
Like they were down here. Find
Yes, they were. Hold on.
Not the string. I just. There's a large pack of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's not finished yet, but
They're not where I thought they were.
Okay.
So I will have to look for them. Sorry.
so
No. Let Daddy finish. Okay.
Yeah, you can. When you finish that one, we'll show it off. Okay.
okay.
It's not done yet. Okay. Oh, she had a lot of pictures that she's been coloring. Think you'd be able to get affiliate soon? Very nice, Nitos. Very nice. I apologize. I've seen your stream pop up a couple of times, and I've meant to check in, but each time I believe I was at work when you had started streaming, and it's been a little bit harder for me to check in while I'm at work. However, as of this week, I just got the news that I'm actually working from home like 4 days a week now instead of 3. We got an extra day from home, which is nice. So it might not be too bad. Thank you. Yeah, it when I first started here, my first few weeks I was in the office 5 days a week. While I was learning and training and stuff, and kind of getting the my hair is all over the place. I need a haircut.
This right here. I'm gonna get it clippy. Just.
I have a little like cowlick on the side of my head.
I'm like, what's going on here? You know what? It's never like that.
It's June. It's because I took a shower late last night and fell asleep. Fell asleep with damp hair. But yeah, so I was in office for the first like month or so, like just the whole time. And then but the job itself was a hybrid, 3 days remote, 2 days in was what they had told me. And then as of this week, my boss announced that starting next week, we all get to be home 4 days a week if we want. So that it's really cool. I'm excited. And we're all in on the same day, which also I think is good, because that way if we need to have any like in-person meetings or anything, we like all show up on Wednesday. Like that's our day in the office. Is it staggered? Nope. It was staggered right now. And then obviously there's certain things that like, as I'm in IT, a lot of my job can be done remotely, just in general, but there are certain things that you just kind of have to go into the office to go do, right? And so, Phaedros, have a good night, man. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us. But yeah, there's certain things that you have to do in person. Like I can't put a server in the rack remotely, or at least I haven't figured out how, but you know, so there could be other times that we have to go in for whatever reason. But you know, there's times that I'll just be able to be remote a lot. She's moving stuff back here. It's scaring me. Getting terrified. Okay. The mini. Oh, you found it? Oh, you did, yeah. Okay, she was looking for giant Q-tips. I was just going to show it real quick. We have these giant, like, cotton swabs on a stick. And they're like Pretty big. And there's a bunch of them too. Like these are like this long. A good 6 inches or so. But yeah. What are you using those for?
Clean my glass on the jar.
Oh, that's a good idea. She's gonna use it to clean the inside of the jars. That would feel good in my ears, is what Nito's just said.
I don't even know about that.
Those are long.
Well, hold on. Let me open this up. Just kidding.
Technical difficulties opening the package. Hold on. Please hold.
Look at those. They're the size of your...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, those are gigantic. Like I have a pretty decent sized thumb, and those are ridiculous. I don't think you could get those in your ear.
I'm gonna clean the Squirtle jar.
That's a good idea. Good luck. Okay, so yeah, she's gonna go clean her jars. Okay. So now, I think what I want to do is take some yellow. I want to take some yellow, thin it down. I thought the candles on the bottom was cheese. It could be cheese. It could be cheese, Nitos. And the skull was a rat skull or something. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, we changed the mini a little bit from last time. I had like color painted on almost the whole thing, and then I decided I wanted the light to really be kind of accentuated. And but I think I'm going to take some yellow and kind of thin it down really good and kind of glaze over some of this to have some highlights. And that's okay, Nitos. Well, you're also like, you're on the other side of the world. So like the times that we're doing stuff don't always match up with, your life. We always appreciate you being here, but it's sometimes a little bit out of your control if you're not here. Bruce calls you a traitor, but Bruce is a little rude sometimes. Pardon the art nerdery, but that's technically not a glaze. That's a Velatura? Is the mini painting community wrong? I'm not going to argue with you, Mr. Pigments. I believe you. I've just always been told that you're glazing it or whatever. Versus Amini, it's true. Lies of the Serpent. She works for the enemy. Wait till I get to have my own emotes. Then you can spam all your own emotes. But I'm actually really curious on that. Villagers are done with opaque pigments. Glazes are done with transparent ones. So okay, so if I'm taking an opaque paint and thinning it down where it's more transparent, does that still count? Or does it matter if it's like me using this versus using, of course, none of my speed paints that are in reach. We're learning today. I like learning. And I can sound all high and mighty on YouTube, but I'm like, actually, it's a Velatura. And I'm probably not saying that right either. Have to dilute it to 1,000 times water to 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, since I'm only mixing it like 2 or 3 to 1 at most, probably. Okay, that's interesting. So why do they call it a glaze in the mini painting community? Is it just like a misconception or a, like, I wonder where that term came from. Because like, I know in like pottery, a glaze is also completely different. They have bad misconceptions. That's fair. That, you know what? That answers a lot of questions. They use a color theory that's literally 250 years out of date. Filling a bathtub and putting a drop of Nuln Oil in. That's wild. I feel like a bathtub versus 1 drop of Nuln Oil is more than 1,000 to 1, but your head's in the right spot there, Bruce. I think. Yeah, he takes them the other way around. Fill a bath with Nuln Oil. The most expensive bath in Louisiana. Can't all be Nuln Oil baddies. Let's see, how thin is this? That's pretty thin. Might work. I teach mini painting classes. The amount of professional painters who come to me is extreme. They don't know about Kubelka monk theory. Wait, what? Hold on. I thought they were talking about some American candy when they were talking about Nuln Oil. Oh, that's amazing, Nitos. Kubelka monk theory. Never heard it said before. That's fair. That's fair. So if it helps, Nitos, this is Nuln Oil. It's just the name of this Citadel wash that they made, or I guess they call it a shade. Oh, you searched it later. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. In case Bruce was still being rude and playing a prank on you, I wanted to make sure that, you know, someone actually showed you what it really was. Kubelka monk theory is the math behind color mixing. It shows mixing doesn't mix on straight lines like traditional theory teaches, but on curves. Okay. I think I'm following that there. And Gone Beyond One, welcome. Thank you for joining. Sorry, there was a lot going on in chat. I was not meaning to ignore you or anything. Yeah. I can mix a blue. Wait, I missed something. Follower goal met. Oh, hey, we made it to 270. Mix a blue out of a red and a green, for example, as I just drop my brush in a whole bunch of colors. Is it still just yellow on there? It is. All right. So I definitely want like the edge of this to have some yellow. Right in here. On the top of these fingers. I didn't feel ignored. I'm just finding a whole new side of Twitch painting lately, and somehow foxes everywhere. That sounds correct from what I know of Fox. Oh, dang. You there is here. Is raiding with a party of 20. Holy moly. You there, welcome. How's it going? I'm sorry I was not watching your stream as well. How did your stream go? What were you up to tonight? And welcome, raiders. How's everyone doing on this fine day / evening / middle of the night, depending on where you are? Ah, Kale's here. Psycho Zulu, welcome. We are currently working on practicing some object source lighting, OSL for short. I kind of accidentally answered that for you, Psycho. But yeah, object source lighting. The torch is the source light, and it is lighting other objects in the scene or helping give some light there. So I'm kind of working on this. Stream went well, finished painting an orc took a bit longer than it should have. That is fair. My paintings always take longer than they should have. And yeah, I'm practicing because I have not done this very much. So I'm just kind of trying what I think sounds good and rolling with it. Oh, apologies. Glowy glows. That is correct. Hold on. What did Pigment say there? I'm shocked. It turned into a mini painting class when it was originally a physics of light class. What kind of paint am I using? At the moment, I'm using some Army Painter paint, mostly. I think I've entirely used Army Painter so far on this mini. Mostly because I have the most color selection from Army Painter. Am I using ink or anything? Not yet. I may, okay, I take that back. So when I primed this mini, I would have primed it black, and then I may have used a white ink to do a zenithal from above, and that was before I decided I was going to do OSL. But I don't remember if this was one that I did white ink on or not. But other than that, no, I'm not using any inks. This is all just kind of layer painting, I guess. And as you can see with like the bottom of the trench coat here, I kind of started doing some layers because the candles are going to add some highlight right there. But I have not done any blending work or anything yet. Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, I've got a cough. Have you seen a yellow, perfectly one coat black that was ink-like before? Have I? I don't believe I have. Coughed up a whole lung. It feels like it. I apologize. Want to? I would love to see that. I've been pretty impressed with Army Painter's new Fanatic line. The coverage is way better than their old paints. Just more air to inhale glue with. Sorry, I feel like I got like a tickle in the back of my throat. I'm trying to drink water and eat cough drops. Oh my goodness. Yeah, even Mizukato's right. Even with their new stuff, sometimes it takes... Because they kind of were like, yeah, 2 coats and you got pretty much everything. And with some colors, I think that's true. I've been practicing not eating the cadmium. But yeah, a lot of their colors, it does take several coats to really get a solid coat. Just had to do 3 to 4 coats of dragon red on a black Templar weapon. I don't even know. Do I have dragon red? I don't have Dragon Red. I have like the pure red line, which is like what their cool red. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be coughing. Oh my goodness. I'm really sorry. I don't think this microphone has a quick mute button like my other one did. Nitos, thank you for the hydrate. It's a good idea. That
helps.
You? My goodness. Yeah, how dare I check notes, be human and a bit sick. It is unfortunately a side effect of the medicine I'm on at the moment. It causes, what did you say, bronchial spasms and bronchial swelling. Trade the cough drop for some gum that Shiny Wifey just brought me. That's a good channel to post it in. Thank you for the gum, by the way. Off topic would work. There's also like a, I guess it doesn't really fit in any of the painting channels at the moment. Yeah, probably off topic, Mr. Pigments. Imagine dying of coughing and not drinking water just because it wasn't redeemed. The curse of Twitch.
Nitos.
Love it. Yeah, I think that actually is helping a lot. Thank you.
I learned that when I was sick one time and I had this horrible cough and it would not go away no matter what I did unless I was chewing gum.
Well, and for me, it's like, it feels like a constant tickle in the back of my throat. Like it's not, like I'm not choking. I'm not, like I have nothing going on in my chest. Like I'm not coughing anything up. It's just like there's a tickle and it just forces me to cough. But this is like, I don't know exactly what it's doing, but it's definitely helping.
You're welcome.
So, thank you.
It's my job.
See here, I think I missed some stuff. Nevermore, brother. I can't drink. My chat won't let me. Nitos has been doing some amazing stitching hobbies. I have seen a couple of pictures of some patches that Nitos had made. I think I saw a crow one. Have I used Warpaints Fanatic? That is mostly what I have been using. Psycho, Army Painters, Warpaints Fanatic. I bought a set of these a while back. And I am not sponsored by Army Painter, but Army Painter has sent me a few things in the past. I think they're pretty cool because they send a lot of content creators stuff. But they sent me the starter set. I have not opened it yet, though. It's still plastic wrapped because I wanted to do a video for it. But they sent me this starter set, which personally, I think this is one of the better miniature painting starter sets that are out there. And I'll explain why. 1, it comes with a brush. 2, it comes with brush on primer. It's kind of out of focus here, sorry. It comes with brush on primer. It comes with a pretty good selection of colors. Not everything, but a pretty good selection. It comes with a couple of metallics. You got gold and silver. You have black and white, brown, green, blue, red, yellow. You don't have like a purple or a pink. But it has a good chunk of colors in here. And it comes with a wash. And it comes with a miniature. So like for someone who's brand new, like if I knew someone, like if there was a family member that was like, hey, my nephew wants to get into miniature painting. What should I get them for their birthday or Christmas? I would recommend a set like this. Because, again, it has everything. No, not quite everything, but it has like most of the stuff that you like want in there, right? But again, this is all stuff for miniature painting. Is it the best paint? No. It's pretty good paint. It's way better than their old paints. I will say though that their pigments are kind of weird. Like their pure red, for example. Like they're not like single pigment colors or anything. Like this pure red is considered a cool red, and it actually has blue in here. And so sometimes that when you're mixing paints, you can get some kind of weird results. Senor Diablo, thank you for the follow. They do add in a lot of white, and I'm not super familiar with how they mix stuff. I just know that it's kind of weird. You there is here. Thank you for the resubscribe for 2 months. Whoop. Always appreciated. Hold on. I gotta scroll up and see what I missed. Oh, there's a stretch I gotta do. Brush on primers. Chemically is identical to normal paint. It's just thinner and has a speed dryer to it. Interesting. I believe that. A lot of starter kits don't have primary colors. That sounds correct. And I will say this has primary colors, but again, the mixtures are kind of strange. They don't mix the exact same way that you would think. Mini Shinny, go ahead and bring it down. Uther's here. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for hanging out with us. I am American-based, Mr. Pigments, yes. I'm smack dab in the middle. I am in Kansas. The very center, the heartland of the United States. Would I like to demo your paint? Do you make paint? Oh, we got ads starting. Hold on. You make it for art conservation. Okay. I mean, I would definitely be up for demoing some different paints.
Did you hear me coming down?
I did. I heard your footsteps on the stairs.
It was like the middle step that it's like,
Yeah. We're gonna switch to this view. They're all on an ad, so I'm waiting until the ad goes away. DM on Discord. Oh, I've got like the streamer mode enabled. I can't tell whose name is who at the moment. Be back in a minute, fellow Kansan. Do I also get flown around in tornadoes like a certain someone Dorothy? I haven't personally been up in a tornado, if that's what you mean. Some of us do, unfortunately. I have been dangerously close to tornadoes in the past. You posted an off topic, the yellow. That's right, that's right. Yeah, that is a very, very strong yellow. We don't get them over here between the mountains of Caucasus. I feel like a dwarf. What area of Kansas do I live? I live in Wichita. I know that narrows it down a bit, but Wichita is also the biggest city in Kansas, so all right. So Shinny or Mini Shinny, had one more picture she wanted to show off. She just got it finished, but she has Venusaur, Blastoise, and a shiny Charizard all together. That she was very excited to come down and show these off. So here they are. There you go. Good job. Those look really good.
Man, I'm surprised. Blastoise a tummy.
What?
I gave Blastoise a good tummy.
Good tummy. Yes, I assumed that's what you meant. Psycho Zulu. Wichita is probably roughly 10% of the Kansas population. That's not far off. And it, you know, half of Kansas City is in Missouri, so it doesn't actually count for Kansas either. It actually might even be more than half of Kansas City. Like a big chunk of Kansas City is in Missouri. FKC. Oh boy. Fox has some feelings. My goodness. Yeah, Mr. Pigments, I will definitely have to be reaching out to you about some paints. I would be interested to try some other stuff. You've been grinding on a game about making weapons too, like forging, so I feel even more like a dwarf. You were 39 weeks pregnant, driving from North Carolina to Montana, and spent the night in Kansas City, Kansas, and it was awful. She was disappointed that KC wasn't actually home of KFC. That's a mix, Mr. Pigments. Not only do you mix paints, but you mix drinks, it sounds like. Bruce, be nice to me. I will say, I don't want to live in Kansas City. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm not a sports fan. At all. My dad was a Chiefs fan, so I kind of grew up as a little bit of a Chiefs fan. But his main reason for being a Chiefs fan was he was Native American. Warhammer's my sport. I'm not a Chiefs fan. Gotta zoom back in there. There we go. Had a rough day. My net was down for several days due to a tornado. Oh boy. Yes, I did used to be, but I'm not really a sports fan at all. Like, I don't care enough about sports. But I did grow up a Chiefs fan, and then I was a Chiefs fan for a while. But again, my dad was mostly a Chiefs fan because he was Native American. And so he liked the Chiefs and he liked the Redskins, and for football. And then for baseball, he liked the Braves. Yes, he was not offended at all. He was like, yeah, representation. That's all he cared about. And that's all I really remember. Like growing up, that's all I really remember. Like if sports was on, those were the teams that we would watch just because he liked them. But yeah, I don't watch sports. I don't like do anything sports related. I played like Little League baseball and stuff when I was a little tiny kid. Do I like rally? Nope. Like I'm not like against it. Like any of the sports or anything. I don't enjoy watching it or anything. Yab watches volleyball sometimes. Also, welcome, Yab. It's just the one scene from Top Gun I watch. The newer one? The Top Gun Maverick? I remember that having a volleyball scene. All right, rock climbing. All right, I do enjoy rock climbing. I don't watch it though, but I like to rock climb. Oh, you're right. Maverick is beach football. You're right. I was thinking it was a volleyball scene, but no, you're right. You're right. It is beach football. They're throwing the football back and forth. They're like learning teamwork or something. There's a lesson there. Every dude likes a sport. I enjoy rock climbing. Do I watch those Japanese game shows that have zero context but are the greatest thing to grace this planet? You mean the one that was on Spike TV? Extreme... What was it called? Extreme Elimination Challenge? That doesn't sound right. MXC! They learned teamwork. I learned about myself. That show was so great. It was so hilarious. I didn't understand what was going on, but it was so good. Ever played the Top Gun board game? You play beach volleyball in the first part, and then you get into your jet and have a dog fight? What? No, I've never played that. I didn't know there was a Top Gun board game, but that is like the most ridiculous chain of events for a board game. They're like, we need the volleyball, and then we need to have dog fights because it's Top Gun. And like I'm all, the dog fights make sense, but like the volleyball leading into the dog fights is absolutely wild to think about. I'm gonna open that for later. I'm not watching it right now. Nope. I said I'm not watching it right now. You'd understand if you were a Top Gun pilot. I'm obviously not. Oh my goodness. That's some good stuff. Just like the movie, the volleyball is extremely necessary. You know, I believe you guys. I don't know enough to say differently. I'm not knowledgeable enough about this subject, so I'm gonna believe you with all my heart. Thank you for trusting us. You're welcome. You're welcome, random citizen. You know, this gum has done wonders. If I had Prime, I'd use it to sub to you. Thank you. I appreciate the thought, you know? It's the thought that counts. And you can think all sorts of things, and they all count. Let's get that little bit of yellow up here on the armor. You ever wet blend? I have attempted it once or twice. And I don't know enough about what I'm doing. Because I can't ever seem to get it to stay wet enough. Like I'll get like one color on, and then I'm like trying to get the next color, and then by the time I get up, it's like still dry. Or it's already dry. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And so I need to practice that some more, I believe. Mr. Pigments will teach me. I'm definitely willing to learn. I like to learn new stuff, which is why I'm like attempting OSL and kind of trying to go for the look here. Neatos, thank you for hanging out with us. Have a good day. Use a drying reducer. You know, you're saying this now, and this makes logical sense. Which is probably why I haven't tried it yet. Ethylene glycol works wonders. Don't talk to me, Miz. You don't like people born in August? Oh, did the mod block you? I'm gonna allow some stuff here. Neatos, if it makes you feel any better, I'm also born in August. So we have, the reason I have the auto mod set to such a strict setting, I do apologize for that, but the reason we have it is because I just read Psycho Zulus. The reason we have the auto mod on such strict settings is because Mini Shinny watches the streams, and so I try my best to keep things as child friendly as possible. Yeah, a little bit on there. I like that. I like that. I was warned by the kid from New Zealand. What a way to label you there. And we know, you know, we can't always guarantee that it's going to be kid friendly, but we try. Forgot their name. I won't tell them that you forgot. I'll keep your secret safe with me. Okay, I do like how like the little bit of glow is coming out on the leather up there on her shoulder. I think I might need to do a little bit more on the armor right there on the chest, maybe. That just doesn't quite read as reflecting any yellow. Bit more like that. Yeah, I feel like the metal should be reflecting it pretty well, but also like only part of the metal is actually like facing the same direction. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciated. And of course I'm holding it right behind the notification. And then I did do the tiniest bit of yellow down here, but I don't want to go too crazy because I just want that little tiny bit of yellow to be reflected, because we're starting to get kind of further away. The torch is aimed more upwards and a little bit away. But I definitely feel like up here, this part of the mini should have quite a bit of yellow. Maybe a little bit right here. I'm bad at being child friendly. American cussing is something that doesn't read as offensive to me as someone from an immigrant family, but I try. We appreciate the attempt. And again, we know that sometimes, you know, things are going to get through, and she has heard curse words before. And it is kind of funny sometimes, like if we're watching a movie and she'd be like, they said the A word or something like that. But we do try to, you know, not expose her to too much stuff at her young age. Being in the army for 8 years, it took a while to get back to talking like a civilized person. I believe that. My kids cuss me out all the time too, so I got used to it. Want to do a little bit of a blend between the two. And then anything for right over here. Thought that was the same brown. Do you remember Mini Shinny getting in trouble for saying the F word the first time we let her go hang out with her uncle and her 2 cousins? No. I do remember her, is that not the same brown? That has to be the same brown. It doesn't look like it's the right shade, though. I have an accent pass for my swearing. Fantastic. My brother called me asking what my daughter said tonight. Said, I don't know. Oh, she said it at their house? That's even better. I don't remember this at all. I 100% believe it happened. I just do not remember it. At his friend's house. Oh my goodness. In front of their 2-year-old. See, here we are trying to shield her, and she's out here cussing out 2-year-olds. Well, it's blended slightly better. She was just asserting dominance. These cookies are hers and no one else's. Oh, I guess I could do just an ever so slight. I want... This feels like deja vu. Deja vu. I'm going to work up some highlights on that skull just a little bit. Blurred it better. There's 100% blended better. At the time, she didn't realize it was a bad word. But yeah, I want to add some highlights to that skull. Skeleton bone as opposed to meat bone? That's right. Yeah, I don't know what other kind of bone it would be. Like, aren't most bones from a skeleton at some point in time? If not all bones? Adventure Build, welcome. How goes the battle? I think it's going pretty good. We've changed. We're trying to go for some OSL here. So we got some highlights on this side of the mini. Because, you know, the torch is aiming down. And this side is nice and dark. Because we have not added any additional light sources from this side. What I am thinking I'm going to eventually do is, you know, we got the torch shining light on this side. And I'm thinking we're going to have like some moonlight coming in from this top left side. And that way we can have a secondary cooler glow. That's what I'm thinking. We discussed it a little bit earlier as a group. And I think it was a good choice. But yeah, this skull is too yellowy at the moment overall. And so I want to add some color back to it of the skeleton, the skull color variety. Kind of like that. And it'll also help it not look like it's made of the same cheese that the candles are made out of. Terminators have metal bones. That's true, but it's still bones from a skeleton. So again, aren't all bones from a skeleton at some point? And Wolverine might be a special case because he has like real bones under the metal, doesn't he? Like we were just talking about this Adventure Built because we have the paint skeleton bone, right? So like, what other kind of bone would it be? Unless it's like a fake bone, right? Like a dog bone, like one of the toy dog bones that are like bright red. I don't know if I have that one. It's a pretty good one. I like this is actually a really nice color from Army Painter. I like this a lot. I'm going to take some pale sand though and add a tiny bit of like super bright highlights to that skeleton. And then we're going to take some yellow and Mr. Pigments, what was the name for it again? It's not glazing. We've all been lied to. Everyone in the miniature painting community has been lied to. It's not glazing. But sand needs some sun. It's like Velatura. I was going to call it Venturella, but that's, you know, Vince Venturella. Velatura. Apparently glazing is only the correct term if you have like 1,000-to-1 mixture of like water to, or actually probably higher than 1,000-to-1. Sounds like a Death Eater from Harry Potter. But yeah, Mr. Pigment is like a scientist with paints and color theory and stuff. He knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. Just like farmers. Insurance. No, glazing is not 1,000-to-1. That's why it's the wrong name. Because like when you make a glaze, or like what we have called a glaze, or I'm sorry, no, you're right. Glazing should be 1000 to 1, but the velatura is what we're doing, where we're just thinning down the paint, where it's kind of a more transparent. So if it starts as an opaque and you thin it down, it's still using an opaque pigment, so it's velatura. But if it's using a transparent pigment, then it can be called a glaze. Right? Mr. Pigments? I think I said that part right. That's correct. Yes, I learned. I paid attention in school. It's a semantic thing. All right, a little bit of bright highlights on that skull. The glaze is nearly clear. Then I'm going to take my yellow that I have thinned down pretty low, and we're going to add just a little bit of that to the skull. Because it is going to be reflecting a little bit of the candlelight. I just use my speed paints, and that's good enough for me. I just wanted to paint minis. I didn't know I had to learn all this stuff. Earlier he taught us, he was like, I believe he started the conversation as like, fun fact, it's actually called this. And I was like, what? Slap chop has been called scumbling for 2,000 years? You say we made up a new term when we could have just used such a cool word like scumbling? I've never actually done slap chop. I've done like the zenithal highlights and started like that, but I've never done it like the slap chop way of like heavy dry brushing. It's like trashy rap outfit scumbling. I want a tiny bit of yellow to be on the leather right here. Not much, just that little tiny bit, because obviously the candles are not nearly as bright as the lantern or the torch, but there should be just a little bit of yellow tint right there. And it is almost non-existent. Like there's like the tiniest amount of yellow. Honestly, scumbling is a pretty crazy word. But apparently Mr. Pigments also makes paint. He showed off a little bit in the Discord and the off-topic channel. He had a yellow that you made that yellow. Am I correct in that, Mr. Pigments? He's into art conservation, which is really cool. I moved to Hutchinson a few years ago and found out that some locals refer to themselves as Hutchin scum. Hutchin scum. That's amazing. We were actually just up at Hutchinson like 2 months ago. ish. We were visiting the zoo up there. We actually went up to visit twice because one day we had a baby duckling in our house. The cat had somehow snuck out, stolen a baby duckling, and brought it back into our house without any of us knowing. And we weren't sure what to do with said baby duckling. We could not find any ducks anywhere. There were no nests that we could find anywhere nearby. We're not near water or anything. So we called. They have the an animal rescue at the Hutchinson Zoo. We called and they're like, hey, yeah, we're open for like an hour and a half longer. We have spots. We can take it. So we got in the car and we booked it. We drove up to Hutchinson because it's like a 45-ish minute drive, almost an hour, depending on road conditions. But yeah, we drove up there. We made a real quick visit to the zoo while dropping off the duck. They let us name the duck. So we chose Bright Bill as its name. That's its official name. And so they took it in and they were going to raise it and help it get reintroduced back into the wild. We haven't heard about it in a little while, but we ended up going back a week or two later just to actually go visit the zoo because we were like, this is pretty cool. And it's a free zoo. Like, it's actually a really nice zoo for being a free zoo. It's small, which is not bad. But it's a nice little, like, you can walk around in a couple of hours. And it's a nice little zoo. And definitely a nice change of pace because we have a pretty big zoo here in Wichita, and you know we're kind of proud of our zoo. And so, but having another nice little zoo nearby to go visit every once in a while is really cool. So we went up there and visited that, and then we drove into town in Hutchinson, and we ate at a really nice ramen restaurant that we were really excited about, and it was good. I cannot for the life of me off the top of my head remember the name of it, but I was really happy with that ramen restaurant. Bruce, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good night, man. Koi, that's right. Oh my gosh, it was good. We really enjoyed it. I think this is about as far as I'm going to get on this lady tonight. Because it is now midnight. It's actually a little bit past midnight here. Had pork belly there once and it was amazing, but other times it's dry. Well, on the time we went, it was fantastic. It was really, really good. But yeah, you were saying that Wichita is kind of your mecca of civilization. That kind of makes sense. Because Wichita is not terribly far for you guys. And there's probably just a lot more stuff here. Oh, I hear footsteps coming down the stairs. Switch over. What's going on? Someone's coming down.
Finished.
Ooh.
Well, close to finished.
Oh, there's an ad break starting.
Aww.
So we'll show a preview off for those that are not watching the ad. Let's switch to unzoomed and then adjust the focus.
I want to do something with the water, maybe. But I was thinking I was done until I saw that. And I was like, maybe.
So she's got this Squirtle one that she's been working on. This was your first one doing anything with like the sand and the water, right?
Yeah, I sucked. Not a fan of the sand, but it looks good, I think.
Yeah, I think the sand is looking pretty. I like the shells that you put in there too. But yeah, they still got ads, so we'll
All right.
we'll wait for We'll wait for people to come back. How much is that couch worth? $5.99. What? Is it from an ad? If you're from Kansas and you're not near KC, then everyone goes to Wichita for shopping and stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I imagine even from like Hutchinson, like,
Well, people go to Newton for shopping too.
that's true. But like from Hutchinson, like Topeka is kind of like they're kind of in the middle ish. And I would imagine there's more shopping here than there would be in Topeka. And Topeka's the capital of Kansas, not the capital of anything important. Shinny Wifey's just nodding.
I'm tired. I've technically checked out.
She's checked out for the night. I'm getting close. That's why I'm like, I need to go ahead and call it. Because I'm not making any good progress after this point on the mini. Like I'm really happy with where I've gotten so far. But thank you. Spider-Man fights red ninjas. Yeah, he's still watching ads. But yeah, no, I'm happy with how it's coming along. But like the next big thing I want to do is have like moonlight coming from the other side. Stream is getting over. I'm sorry, Adventure Built. I unfortunately have work in the morning, and it is past midnight for us here. So I'm working on winding down. I'm gonna try to find someone to raid though. So if anyone has any suggestions.
Wait, show off my.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna show off this, but I'm waiting for everyone to be out of ads so I can show off your Squirtle. Watched all 2 minutes of ads. Okay, so ads are probably done now. So Shinny Wifey brought down her Squirtle terrarium that she's been working on. The Squirtle jar. And this is one of the first times that she's really done anything with sand and like the water effects and stuff. And it's Squirtle. And he's fantastic. Squirtle was actually my favorite of all the starter Pokemon.
I just use hot glue, but I want to, when I can afford it, get some water effects.
Yeah, she's been making a lot of these little terrariums, and they are so cool. And you were working on this like tonight while the stream was going on?
I finished off Pikachu first, and then I finished the Squirtle. So
yeah, she's been very like inventive with some of the methods she's been using to make this stuff. Like she's asked me a few questions on things, but a lot of it she's just been kind of like, I want to try this, and just does it, and it looks good.
okay, so technically I also painted the bottom of the hot glue, so it has some blue. And
Oh, I see.
it
Yeah.
should be glued enough that you can turn it.
So I can
upside
turn
down.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bottom of it has some blue. And then yeah, that helps it kind of show through more. But I really like the sand and all the shells. Like there's different seashells and stuff she's put in there. I like that. And then she made this like palm tree behind him.
You can open it up so that way they can actually see.
Da, 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 da. But yeah, she's been making a whole bunch of these. And they are awesome. I think I lined that up pretty good. Unless you want it like directly in front of him like that, maybe.
I mean, if you're offering.
She would love to try some. We haven't bought any of like the actual water effect stuff, and I don't have any of like the clear resin or anything for her to try with. But yeah, she's she's in process of like making these. She sold one.
Squirtle's actually holding in there. That was the next thing on my list. Was I was trying to make
Getting
sure
him to
everything.
stick.
Yeah.
Or I guess technically you've sold 2 because you got the Jigglypuff for Fox.
Yep.
So yeah, she's been making these and started selling them. And check out guys that make train sets. Yeah, go ask your dad.
Mhm.
Mostly just urethane, so it's easy to make. Oh, the water effect stuff. That's good to know. Nice. Make your own binders. Oh, like the stuff you mix in.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very starter. I really don't know much about what I'm doing. I'm getting some help from like Bruneier and
That also means though that you're experimenting with things that like I might just think like, oh, that's not how they do it, and just not even try it. And you're trying things that like I may have never even thought of. The closest I've ever tried for water was a 2-part 5-minute epoxy with some blue in it. Mix it up, pour it in, let it dry. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I had thought about that, but I was like, I got my hot glue gun right here. Might as well go ahead and try it.
Yeah, she was like, I can try this and see if it works. And again, it's something that I probably wouldn't have tried, and I think it came out pretty good. But yeah, let's see if we can find someone to raid. Does anyone have any suggestions? I want to find same category. Because like I'm looking at these at the top of the list, and I don't normally stream on Thursday. I normally stream on Wednesdays. And so trying is very important. It's true. Going to go play Gran Turismo. Good choice. Go have some fun. Psycho Zulu. Go race. Go win some races.
Bye. Have a good night.
Yep. Have a good night, Psycho Zulu. But yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of these people that are streaming tonight because I normally stream on Wednesdays. Feel Good MDTV is up again. Trying is one of the most important parts of art. I agree. I don't want to find like a smaller.
And Mini Shinny is off.
Oh, Mini Shinny's off? Okay. So we don't necessarily have to stick with a kid-friendly one. Mini Shinny is off, so we can find whoever we want.
She was taping things in her room.
Taping things in her room.
Yep.
Yeah, and Adventure Built also streams on Wednesdays, and he's got a really, if you aren't familiar with Adventure Built Gaming, he's also got a really cool stream. He's great to go hang out in his.
True dat.
I often will raid him because he's usually up a little bit later than me. I want to find. I'm trying to find someone that's on the small side. Like I want to try to help somebody out here. Bye.
Bye.
She's just walking away. Man, I do not recognize like any of these. Does anyone else have any suggestions? I'm still scrolling. No, excuse me. Ooh, here's someone. Dark Raven Guard. They're painting some snow troopers from Star Wars. Is this Star Wars Shatterpoint / Legion? I doubt they would be painting both. They've been up for 22 minutes. Hold on, I want to check out their channel real quick. A Canadian miniature painter. You know what? Let's go raid this guy. Let's see what they're up to. Reserved Taco. I feel like I saw that one when I was scrolling. I'm not opposed to Reserve Taco, but they're also significantly larger than me. And I want to try to share... I want to try to help out a small streamer. So I think I'm going to try this Dark Raven Guard chap. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started here. And we'll go check them out. So thank you guys, everyone, for hanging out. Mr. Pigment, thank you for all of your knowledge that you've been able to share with us. As I really enjoyed learning about a lot of this kind of stuff, even if it may not make a difference in like how I'm painting, but it is kind of cool knowing the difference of some of those things. Adventure Built, thanks for stopping by. Fox did a whole bunch of clips and stuff for us earlier. Psycho Zulu, they just left. We've had a lot of people in tonight. This has been a really exciting night. But yeah, we're gonna raid Dark Raven Guard and maybe make their night. So yeah, see you guys later.